Welcome to the UK's first metal detection podcast. It's All Metal Mode UK with your host from across the pond, Mr. Michael Hare.
Hello everybody, this is Mike here, and you're listening to the All Metal Mode UK podcast, and welcome to the show. We got started late. I was having some technical difficulties, but we're here now. We're here, and we're going to get the show started. Mr. Sadler will not be with us tonight. He is out for Valentine's Day. He's fired. That's wrong. Pick your wife over metal detecting. I don't know what you guys think about that, but that seems crazy to me. It just seems crazy. Let's get started. Tonight we've got a really good lineup. We've got Mr. Pete Turrell. Hopefully we're going to get Aaron Weedel on. We had some technical issues. Scott and Kimmy Dubays. And Grim Bleeps. Luke. How's it going, guys?
Really good, thanks, Mike. How are you?
I'm all right. As soon as I get calmed down from all the, all the crazy here that was going on, I'll be doing great. I'm going out with wife and kids after this. We're going to go out to dinner and do a little bit of Valentine's Day ourselves. And, yeah.
Why not? What is the time difference there, Mike? What time are you at?
It is 2 p.m. here.
Okay, so you've got a lot of the day left.
Yep, absolutely. We're good. We've got some good times going. So I think first off, I think right off the rip, what we got to talk about here is tell us about the new shop, Pete.
Yeah, so the new shop we opened up last month now. This year's going so quick. So, beginning of January over in Wales. It's going really well. It's been well received. Lots of visitors. Yeah, it's doing well. Yeah, so far so good.
Now,
as always, go on.
I was going to say, how far is that from your original shop?
So driving time, it's about 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours, that sort of difference. So, yeah, we saw a gap in the market. There was no shop in Wales. We have a lot of Welsh customers. And I think detecting is quite different to other industries where there's not many shops, and a lot of people want to touch the product, feel it, talk about it, see it, and they didn't have that opportunity in Wales before now. So, yeah, hopefully it'll go really well for us.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. I'm still messing with audio and stuff here. I am having issues. Let me see who we have on. Aaron, do we have you?
Yeah, Aaron's in.
Okay, I don't know how he got in. Did you get him in? Maybe?
No, he just appeared. There he is. He's unmuted now.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Hi, Aaron. How you doing?
I'm good. Hello, Mike. Hello, Pete. How are you, fellas?
Very well.
I say we just listen to you talk all night. I like your voice.
It's so professional.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Right? It's like talking to
there you go. This is a thing, Mike. If anyone ever rings LP, Aaron is the voice that you hear at the start.
Really?
LP. There you go.
Huh. Wonder how much that'll how much it'll cost me to call like once a day to hear Aaron's voice. Too funny. Now I'm showing that Grim is on mute. Oh, is he muted? Maybe he's. Oh, there we go. Okay.
No, I am muted in case my dogs start barking.
Well, we're used to that kind of stuff. It happens. We're okay. I was just making sure we got everybody on and everybody's doing good. We're going to get the Dubays on the second half of the show, I do believe. So, Pete, that is awesome. You got another shop. I mean, that tells me business is good, but the fact that you got another shop where people can come in, that's a huge thing. And here in the United States, we have the same problem. It is really hard to find a shop where you can go actually in and feel them and try them out, see how they feel in your hands, ask questions. That's brilliant. Great to hear. I seen pictures of the shop. It looks fancy. You guys are fancy over there. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is Pete still on? Pete's gone quiet there, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know where Pete's at. He probably is like, I don't want to talk to this guy. He's getting on my nerves. Big dumb American.
But no, I totally get where you're coming from there, Mike. I mean, America is such a big, massive place. It dwarfs the UK. So if you've got like an independent shop, just like LP, out in America, and they've only got the one store, you can't go along if you're living the other side of the country and have a look at the machines, I suppose, which is why Pete has done that. So is Pete back? Hello, Pete?
I am, yes. Sorry, a few technical issues my end today as well. I mean, that was our thinking. And I mean, just to touch on what you said about the US dealers over there, Mike, I've looked at the US market just to see what they're up to and what's happening. And it's such a vast area. And the one thing I have noticed about a lot of the US dealers, none of them actually, or very few, actually keep stock. There's hundreds of dealers, but they all seem to be drop shipped by like a couple of different people. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
I'll tell you, it's a real challenge. Let me tell you, I'll give you a little bit more into that. I'm sure people don't really care to hear it, but I'll try to make it quick. I was a dealer for about 8 years, and life was good. I mean, I keep in mind, my house payment wasn't that much. My truck was paid for. My toys were paid for. But I made a living selling metal detectors, and I kept some stock, but minimum. What was selling, I'd keep in stock, and I would take guys out and show them how to use their detectors and stuff. And that's kind of how I made my name. Was they knew that they could come to my shop. I'd take them out metal detecting and stuff, and but what happened was, it's like the distributors and the manufacturers let everybody become a dealer, and it got so cutthroat that I had a really good job offer. I wasn't selling anything. I mean, there were guys literally selling at cost and losing money by the time they were doing shipping and stuff. It was a real problem. And I met up with I just lost his name. Geesh. Brian Harvey with Digger's Den out of Virginia, because you're right. That's what everybody's pretty much gone with, and it's because it's so cutthroat. It's hard to have a shop unless you've had a shop for 20 years. I mean, it's a really tough business to be in over here. It really is. And but I do sell some, and the only thing I really have to offer is my experience. I mean, I often sell on what I talk about, and I use what I talk about, so I can help the guys out and stuff. And nowadays with YouTube and stuff, people, that's not even that important. So it's tough here. It really is. But I still get to talk to people and stuff and have fun. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think in retail in general, we've seen a shift in the UK. I'm sure it's similar in the US as well, that everyone used to go and visit their local high street, go and visit a shop, and that was how it was done. And then everything switched to online, or a lot of business went that way. But I'm seeing a switch back to now service and that added value. And that's where your knowledge, Mike, I think people's knowledge and those add-ons are worth so much more than a couple of % discount that your competition were offering.
Right.
That's what we're seeing in the UK anyway. A lot more of the shopping experience rather than just shopping for the best price necessarily.
It's tough. Here it's still really tough, and I would love to see it get back to that. I had a guy recently buy a detector, and 10 o'clock the other night, I answered my phone, and walked him through some issues he had out metal detecting that day. And, to me, that's still important. But nowadays Amazon. I would say a good percentage of detectors are being bought on Amazon. And I know we're listening to the UK people. Our listeners are from the UK right now. I'm going to tell you, when you have people that use the products and you can go talk to them at their shop, I hope you understand the value of that and like what Pete has done. That is, I understand there's YouTube and everything else on just about, any detector you can learn, but to have somebody there face to face who can talk about it and show you in person can take literally, weeks of learning curve and teach you that in minutes and show you in minutes, and take advantage of that. Before you jump on Amazon or even over the internet, you need to, I would highly recommend you go see Pete, go see those established dealers.
No, I appreciate that, Mike, and that is part of it. I mean, I've been involved in the industry since I could walk. I had my first detector, so we do build up that knowledge, and we're more than happy for people to phone us, come in, ask the questions. That's what we're there for. I mean, our life is pretty boring if no one phones or sees us. Otherwise, we're just packing parcels, and there's no fun in that.
That's funny. Yeah, absolutely. So, it seems like we're going to have a show pretty much tonight on Nokta macros, and we've got Grim. You're using the Amphibio, correct?
I am indeed, but I've been using Nokta Makro ever since the Makro Racer 2 came out, really. And I've been from the Makro Racer 2. I went to the multi-cruiser, and then from the multi-cruiser I've jumped now onto the Amphibio.
I like the way that he gets an Amphibio and instantly forgets what his old machine was called. I'd be a little bit upset if I was your cruiser right now, especially on Valentine's Day.
Right.
So they sit side by side at the moment, and they share the same charger because they're both the chargers ports are exactly the same.
Yeah.
And the poor multi-cruiser just sat there, got cobwebs on at the moment.
A little bit about me. I don't go back as far as the Racer. I've got the Impact, the multi-cruiser, and now the Amphibio. And there's a lot of different detectors out there that I like, for sure. I am loyal to what I like, but I love learning the detectors as much as I love getting out and detecting, especially where I live, where it's really rough. But I will say in my book, and there's some great detectors out there, Nokta Makro is the most innovative manufacturer out there right now. That is my personal belief.
Yep.
The impact.
Coming from the Racer, I have noticed the build quality and the technology that actually go into the machines, it's coming on leaps and bounds. I mean, I'll be absolutely amazed to see what the next machine sort of has got to bring to sort of the party. It's going to be something else, to be honest.
What's the new one they're coming? I forget the name. The one that's going to be a few hundred pounds. That thing. I tell people if that thing performs half as well as it looks, that'll take over the entry level quickly. That is a sharp looking detector. Rarely do you get a double D coil on a starter detector. It just looks brilliant. The wireless capabilities. I'm really excited for that one. Doing this as long as I have and stuff, I really use high-end machines. I mean, it's hard to, I've been using high-end machines for 20 years, and to go back to something that's really simple, sometimes I find myself not really impressed. But, of course, it's because I've used so many. But that detector right now is the one that I am looking forward to the most.
And I'd agree with that, Mike. I mean, I've been working with Dilek over the last couple of weeks, actually. A lot of the Simplex stuff is now coming together into like final specs and that sort of thing. I can't say too much because every email she sends me about it says confidential in big capital letters. I can't afford. But the spec on it is unreal. And I mean, just Dilek won't mind me telling you this. The current plan is that we have, all fingers crossed, a working model factory spec ready for IWA in Germany, which is a big outdoor exhibition show that we're going to in next month, the 8th of March. So all being well, working model there, go to test, and then hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we're probably looking at April start shipping. So we're not that far off Simplex hitting the shelves now.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's going to be a huge thing for Nokta Makro. I do. I think, I feel like they've got that mid-range, high price, or the high-end range down. I mean, they've got those, but I think this, especially here in the United States, because it's hard to get into the market, and I've seen it with each new detector, more and more interest. But I think if you take that starter price range and you offer something better than everybody else, I think they're going to explode here in the United States.
Yeah, and that's the same as me, Mike. I mean, I know Nokta Makro, Dilek, and the whole team there have been really keen to get that starter machine out there, because obviously a lot of people start the hobby around about that sort of price point, $200-$300, and if we can introduce people to the Nokta Makro brand at that early stage and show them exactly how good the product is, then obviously the hope is that they will progress through the scale, if you like, and work their way up to Amphibio.
Yeah, if you like this, when you're ready for more options and stuff, they offer this. Exactly. Yeah. I think it's huge. So that's really got me excited. Now, Grim, you went from the multi-cruiser to the Amphibio. Can you share a little bit of what you like about, can you give us a versus? A
versus. Right, I'm only about 15 hunts in with the Amphibio at the moment, compared to about a year and a half worth of the multi-cruiser.
Right.
But the things I've noticed that are different is I'm digging a lot deeper. With the Amphibio, I don't know what it is, I am digging deeper holes. I'm going over the same land that I've been over with the multi-cruiser, and I've picked out targets, which may have just been a whisper before, and I might have just carried on walking. But something about the Amphibio that just pings out the targets a little bit more and makes me want to dig it.
Grim, can I just ask you a question on that? So when you first picked up the Amphibio, have you set it up exactly as you had your cruiser? So you still run it in, I don't know, 2-tone, 3-tone, how you used to run your cruiser?
Yes, because the settings are very similar. I mean, obviously with 3 tones and stuff, I didn't set it any deeper or anything. I usually stick it about 95 until I get a whisper. And I had it on 95 and both of them, the same bit of land, 3-tone, and they're both in 19 kilohertz. And yeah, it's exactly the same settings. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's just, it seems to be grabbing stuff that's deeper. I think it may be down to that coil, to be honest, but I can't be too sure.
That's
what I was going to touch on. That, I mean, Mike, just so you know, because I'm sure you haven't had a chance to look through a lot of Grimm's videos, but he's recently done a coil test where he's taken a lot of the Nokta Makro coils that work on Cruiser Amphibio, and I mean, Grim, you can confirm this. The 11-inch coil that comes with the Amphibio, which you can obviously retrofit to the Cruiser as well. I mean, the performance that we're seeing from that coil is nuts. I don't know the exact technology and what they've done to develop that coil, but I mean, it's making such a difference.
It's surprising, isn't it? Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. I was kind of disappointed when I first seen that coil, and the reason why, I like those real narrow coils. I don't know why. Maybe it's in my head. I feel like I've done better. I like the oblong coils, and right away, that new coil, I started seeing some really good performance out of it, to the point where I thought, I'm going to throw this on my multi-cruiser and see if it's as much that I'm not taking away from the Amphibio. I love, there's some new programs. I like how they have iron audio set up different. I prefer it over the multi-cruiser. There's definitely some things that really stick out, but that coil is impressive. Putting it on the cruiser made a big difference on my multi-cruiser. So yeah, there's a lot going into that coil for sure.
And I agree. So I went over to Istanbul last year now, when they were working on that coil, and I was talking to the R&D guys with Dilek translating, because my Turkish is 0. Although I can now say Mahaba, which is hello apparently, but that's it. And they were telling me how good this coil was going to be, and you think, yeah, okay, but they're developing it. It's their baby. So I got my test unit through of my Amphibio, and literally the first thing I'd done, coil off, stick it on my cruiser. How much difference does actually make? It blew my mind, actually, just how much difference a coil, which essentially is the same size. They're both. So you've got the F28 and it's the same size coil. So, I mean, like I say, I'm not a technical genius. I don't know what they've done to it, put witchcraft in them.
Right, yeah, witchcraft.
It works. It's so well. But like I say, Grim can confirm that. He's the one out there using it.
Okay, hopefully my wife's not listening. So you went over to the factory. I've got a huge crush on Dilek. She's a sharp-looking woman, isn't she? She's very attractive. Hopefully she's not listening either. Hopefully she's not listening either. Oh, I could be in all kinds of trouble.
I'm going to record this and send it to her on WhatsApp in a minute.
Yeah, that's my crush right there. That's definitely my crush. Okay, I made the show weird. Let's move on.
And we're only 20 minutes in.
So I know Aaron, you have the multi-cruiser, correct?
No, I've got the straightforward bog standard cruiser, the lower end of the cruiser models. And yeah, I use mine a lot of the time for park detecting. And in fact, just recently I've been going over a park that I've done in the past with the Garrett with a tornado coil on, and I've gone over it thinking there's not going to be much left here. But if you look at my last few videos, I've been pulling out nice old coins, I've been pulling out silver items, World War One items on pieces of land that I've already covered with the Garrett. I'm still pulling out stuff with the Makro cruiser. I couldn't tell you whether it's because it's going deeper or whether it's because of the target separation. So I know that it's something to dig, whereas before with the Garrett, I would have necessarily missed it because of the discrimination, and it would have come up as an iron tone, and I'd have just walked over it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're impressive. I mean, whether it's really, I don't want to, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I mean, the multi-cruiser versus the standard cruiser, it's nice to have those extra frequencies at times, but to be honest with you, on the multi-cruiser, I typically stay in, 14?
Yeah, I'm in 14. That's what that is set in, and I find it works brilliant.
Now, I do like I believe it's 19 on the multi-cruiser. I do like that when I'm relic hunting. Get those smaller bits and stuff, but for the most part, I stay in 14. There's nothing wrong with the cruiser at all. I've heard great things. I think the biggest thing you're going to get out of a multi-cruiser is those, extra frequencies. But, I rarely hunt in was it 5 kilohertz, I believe? I always get a mix. I think it's 5, 14, and 19. Correct, guys? Do you know?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. I believe so, yeah.
So I for the most part, I stay in 14 anyhow. So so you're liking it. You're going back over and finding stuff. I love their detectors. I think they're really brilliant.
Yeah, for the first time, I'm able to detect as well wirelessly. I mean, in the past, I've been using headphones and getting tangled up and, getting a little bit frustrated with it, if I'm honest. But using that cruiser wirelessly and then going over, it's like where I am, I do a lot of park detecting. So I've got a permit, and on there is about 20 parks. So I've got a lot of land to cover. I very often, I don't often do the club digs. I get down the beach when I can, when the weather's good. But the prospect of going over all the parks where I've been in the past with the Garrett and hitting it with the cruiser, and what I'm going to find, in comparison to what the Garrett has missed, I can't wait. There's just not enough time.
Have any of you used the EUD? I think the extra underground depth. Have you used that, Bleeps?
I have. I've put it on a couple of times when there's been like a wispy signal. I've activated that, gone over it, dug it, and then found it to be a decent coin at depth. It really does come in handy.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, if it's got a bit of a grunt behind it, and you think it just might be deep iron, if you just chuck it into that extra deep mode, it'll either guarantee it's deep iron, or it'll clean up the signal. It does give about an extra, I'd say, 1 to 2 inches down of clear.
Wow.
Yeah,
of clear.
Yeah, it's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are deep detectors. The depth is really, really impressive. One of the things that I have found with the Amphibio, and I've just been out a couple hours, but I feel like in that short amount of time, and I'll have to do some more. No, I've been out twice now. Twice for a couple hours. It tends to like iron a little bit more than like the multi-cruiser. Have you
down to the depth? The extra depth of it is going to be picking up that little bit more iron. If the iron's there, if it's going to pick an extra couple of inches down, it's going to be picking it up. That's what I think it comes down to. Have you tried 99 tone yet?
No, that 99 tone kind of it's a little bit flusters me.
It's kind of like my new favorite mode to go out in. It's just, I don't know, it's just something about it. It almost sings to you, and it's a good target. Where instead of just beeping, like singing to you, it's like, ding, ding, yep, it's here. It's like, whoop, there you go.
I'll have to try it. One thing I've noticed is, not that I've noticed, something I've known for a long time, I kind of get anxiety with a lot of noises coming at me at once. So I kind of struggle with, like when you get into the 99 tones, one of the things I love about the Nokta macros is having the iron volume to where I can, like if I'm in heavy iron, I can, even though I still want to hear it and listen to it so I know what kind of ground I'm in, I will turn it down to 1 so it's not coming in as loud. So I kind of struggle with a lot of tones coming at me. When I used to run an E-Track, that was one detector I could listen to all the tones. It didn't bother me as bad, but some detectors really kind of almost stress me out with all the tones. But I'll work on that. I'll go out in 99 and see what happens.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, Pete, Grim. I'm going to have to split. It turns out that my curry has arrived, so I'm going to have to dash and eat it with my good lady.
Another one cutting out on us for over a woman.
Cheating on us.
I'm starving, man. Come on. But I'll tell you what, I will see you at Spring Detectable.
Yes, we will see you there, Alan.
Aaron, thanks for coming on. No, we understand. I'm a little upset we don't get to hear your voice more, but whatever.
Well, I'll always make an exception for you, Mike.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Have a good dinner.
You should get him to send an audio book over with him narrating it.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
There's somebody in the hobby that Mr. Luke Higgins, he loves her voice. Okay, he's told me multiple times how much he likes her voice. Right? For me, it's Aaron. Aaron, I don't know. He kind of makes me want to snuggle up with him and have him just talk to me. And I'm straight. Before we go there, I'm straight. I could just, man cuddle. Little man spooning. Nothing bad about it. But come on, guys.
Well,
you need to, that's funny. That's funny.
I'd also say, Mike, that you've just half told us a secret there. So who's this person that Luke likes the sound of?
I can't. I'm not going to spill the beans.
This can be his punishment for never coming on the podcast to defend himself.
Oh, you know what? That might be a really good idea. Let's do it. Let me spill the beans. How about? Hold on. How about this? I've got 8:32. He's got until 8:35 to call in and say hi, or I'm spilling the beans on who his secret voice crush is. Yeah, there's been times him and I've been talking, and he actually, I'm like, I know, Luke, you've told me, man. So yeah, we'll give him a few minutes. I think he already cut out and went to dinner though. So tell me more about the Amphibio. Now, so you had, where you're hunting mostly, Grim, are you using, do you use the iron audio much? How are you setting yours up?
It depends on the land I'm on. It depends whether it's ploughed, pasture. I mean, I've got so much different terrain, especially where I live. I've got the beach outside my window, and I got about half-hour drive away, my main big permission, and that's a mixture of pasture, ploughed, and stubble. And then I've got another permission up towards the cliffs of Dover, and that's really hard compacted pasture as well. But it does depend on what field I'm going on, and tester-wise, I'd always run it on 3-tone to find out what's around. Okay. And then as soon as I get to know the field, I will then fiddle with the settings and just find out how to get the best out of the field.
Okay. So what do you usually? Well, I got to ask this: beach hunting. Do you do much beach hunting?
Surprisingly, not enough. I'm not a great fan of it, to be honest, considering it's on my doorstep.
Right. I'm surprised.
I'm just not a great fan of it. I mean, yeah, I've had the odd ring and the odd modern coin, but I love the history. I love finding old artifacts, old coins, even going to World War I and World War II relics. I just love it, and nothing beats it. And you can't really get the same. And I don't know, depends on which beach you're on, but you don't exactly get the same sort of relics as you do out in the field. I don't know. It's strange, really.
Okay. No, I'm with you. I'm not a big. For me, it's about history. I totally get that, but I can get into a little bit of beach hunting. There's always that chance for a really nice ring, and I don't know what it's like over there. I'm sure you guys. I mean, we've had I'm about, I think about 4 hours from the Gulf Coast, and over the few hundred years, there's been several shipwrecks, and every now and then there are some really old coins that show up and stuff. So, and honestly, I haven't done it. With the kids and stuff, it's hard to get away like that. But although I am planning a trip right now to do that, I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of it. But I'm with you. Now, have you done enough beach hunting that you can compare the multi-cruiser to the Amphibio on beaches?
Hand on heart, I haven't even been out on the beach with the Amphibio yet.
Okay.
I was actually planning one day this weekend to get out, even if it was just for a couple of hours, to try it out on the beach and play around with the settings and see the difference, really. But I can't compare them because I haven't done it yet. Okay.
Can you do me a big favor? I got a favor. When you do that, can you make sure, whether you do it or reach out to Luke and get that shared on All Metal Mode Facebook group, All Metal Mode UK?
Yep.
I would really like to see that once you get it done, because that's what I'm figuring I'm going to take to the beach when I go. And I've heard, and maybe Pete will know, I'm sure you talk to so many people, Pete. I've heard that the Amphibio does better on saltwater beaches than the multi-cruiser.
See, the feedback that I've had is that they behave quite similarly. But saying that, in the UK, Mike, we don't have a massive beach detecting community.
Right.
There's obviously people that do it. I've had one customer in the last week or so who I've actually known since I was a kid. He detected with my dad back in the early days, and he does it a lot and properly. He knows the right parts of the beaches to go on after a storm and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, there's not a huge amount, because we're blessed with history inland. That tends to be where most of the detecting occurs, rather than, I mean, I'm not going to sit here slating Civil War buttons all night and buckles, but in the US, it's a slightly different sort of detecting, isn't it? It's different sort of hunt, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't have that much experience myself with beach detecting. Apart from when I was a kid and you could find pound coins, that was exciting, but not so much anymore.
Okay.
It pays for the parking and an ice cream.
There you go. Yeah.
So, Grim, what do you think about the iron audio versus the multi-cruiser versus the Amphibio with the iron audio?
The iron audio is, I would say, very similar. You can't really. There isn't a great difference with the iron audio. Where the Amphibio strikes quite a few ticks in my boxes, its whole durability. It's easy to slide up and down, to put in your boot. Where the multi-cruisers, it's got the twist locks. It takes an extra few seconds to twist them down. Then, and it just feels like more of a sturdy machine as well. I can't really put my finger exactly on what it is. But,
and I'd agree with that. I keep having to call you Grim, but Lucas.
Yeah.
No worries, with the Amphibio, I think Nokta Makro could have been super lazy when they brought out the Amphibio and just bought out the cruiser, put a new sticker on it, changed the software slightly and said, there you go, there's a new machine, go and buy it. But their R&D team really did look at the cruiser and took the feedback on board, and that stem, I know it sounds daft to be so impressed with the stem assembly, but just the R&D that's gone into that stem, the way it collapses and the armrest, is such a massive selling point of that product.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. It's just, compare them both to both, having one in one hand and one in the other, and doing the same swing. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are both really good machines, but it's just feel a lot more sturdier and stronger with Amphibio.
And that was one of the big things when the Impact first came out, and you'll know this, Mike, you've got an Impact. But...
Oh, you there, Pete? We lost Pete. I think we're having...
I'm still here.
Oh, you're still... Okay, good. Well, that's good. Well, hey, while we're waiting for Pete to come back... Tell us a little bit about you, Grim. Tell us in your YouTube channel and what you're doing, and let's give us a little rundown.
I'm a 38-year-old male, ex-military background. I used to drive tanks and blow stuff up for a living.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, there's something about metal detecting that drew me towards it. The reason I got into metal detecting is I was walking the dogs. As I said, I live near the coast, and actually found a gold coin on the beach laying there.
Oh,
and
wow.
I thought, if it's that simple to see, what else can I find with a metal detector? And therefore is where my passion for the hobby has stemmed from. I do like editing as well, so I did watch a lot of YouTube metal detectors when I was getting into the hobby. And I thought, I can do this. So I decided to, instead of sitting on the sofa watching, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to take my camera out there and film what I do. And it stemmed from there, really. So I just opened my YouTube channel up, and I started off, as you do when you start a YouTube channel, very slowly. I put a video up a month. And then I've got to the point now I can possibly put 2 to 3 videos up a week. It's
nice.
But it just takes a lot of work, and people only see the good side bits. They don't see all the junk you dig as well. You know, whenever you do a video, you've got to show the good things to get people interested. And of course, if you're new to the hobby and all you see are these new things, it's going to get people interested. But then it's having the I mean, you'll know, as a true metal detector, it's having the many hours and days digging nothing but ring pulls and then to finally find a silver coin, it's just something different.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a lot of, I feel like, you guys that are big into doing your videos and stuff, it's so easy for people to judge you sometimes. We've had some great YouTubers on, and it's like you go to their videos and they've got 1 million likes and 13 people thumbs down, and it's like what a world we live in. I tell people, and this is true, I've never thumbed down a video, and I've seen some bad videos. I mean, or I hate when they say watch as I find this rare gold coin, and it's something fake, and it's not what they said it was. I'm not a big fan of those, but I don't take the time to thumb them down. It's okay, whatever. But
if you don't get thumbs down, you're doing something wrong. I mean, I guarantee to get between 10 and 13 thumbs down per video. Right, but it doesn't bother me. At least they're watching my videos.
Even the videos that I see that I don't love, it's like I know that person put a lot of work in that. It's hard work. I mean, from shooting the videos to editing and stuff and getting it on, that's a lot of work. And hey, I have respect for that. So I think it's sad when people are like that, But keep it up. I've got a good friend. She does videos, and she'll reach out to me now and then, and just kind of vent. And she gets upset. She takes it so personal, and it's like, don't take it so personal. There's jerks out there everywhere, and
I mean, you can't please everyone, can you?
No, absolutely
not. The moral of the story.
Exactly.
Yes. Definitely not. I just carry on doing what I love. So if people don't like it, they can thumbs down all they like. It doesn't bother me. It's just I enjoy the hobby so much. It's how to say, it's a very passionate thing for me to do, to go out in the morning, make a hot flask of coffee, stick it in the back of the car with a metal detector, and I'll go and lose myself for the day. And that's it. I just love being out in the countryside, no one to bother me. And I like to make videos. I take my viewers along with me. Say, come on, let's go for a little walk and enjoy the countryside the way I've had. So.
Right. I mean, that's amazing, and that's a great thing. It's very disappointing to me when I see thumbs down on stuff. Deep Bleeps, we've had him on. I love watching his videos. He's a great guy, and you'll see a bunch of thumbs down. It's like, how? Why? I don't understand. It's crazy to me. But good times. And what's your channel?
The Grim Bleeper.
Grim Bleeper. Okay. Good deal. Check him out. I will check you out for sure. I will definitely add you on there.
Thank
and
you
have
very
to watch some
much.
of your videos.
It means a lot to me.
There's some really good Nokta Makro videos on there at the minute, Mike. Take a look for sure.
I will, and for sure. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Well, I think I've actually ran across some of yours before, maybe. I don't know. I don't get much time. The kids and, getting everything together for the shows, it's hard to keep up with what I've watched and who I've watched. And, rarely do I get to watch a whole video because I've got, the baby in the lap and another kid yelling at me. And,
I feel your pain. I've got 2 dogs at the moment, and I've got my 2-year-old who's just asleep on my lap. He's just literally drifted off now.
Oh, that's adorable. Good. I've got I'm 43. I have my son just turned 1 on February 1st, and my stepdaughter, she's 9, which she's a big help. She's amazing. I'm very lucky. She helps helps me to keep my sanity. Helps me keep my sanity. What else, guys? What else we want to talk about?
We could talk about anything you like, Mike. I've now transferred from my Mac to my phone, so I've now got a connection, so that's good. So I can actually talk to you. There you go.
I would suggest that any listeners definitely get your spring detectable tickets, because before they sell out.
Yeah, and they are selling extremely quickly at the minute.
That's good.
And we haven't even started the proper advertising on it, really. We've just talked about it on Facebook and popped it on the website, and I think, I know we're getting on for 60% sold. So,
oh wow,
yeah, and it's not that long away now. I keep looking at the calendar and a list of things that I still need to do, and it's creeping up. So, yeah, beginning of April, that one should be a really, really good event. So, Mike, are you coming over? Are we ever going to see you at Detectival?
I hope to someday. Not this one. No time soon. It's the kids. I got these crazy kids. We have something to announce, correct?
We've got a competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So on the All Metal Mode Facebook page, if you get yourself over there, we've got a pair of tickets to Spring Detectival, weekend tickets to give away to one lucky winner. You'll see how to enter on there. I have run through it with Luke.
Pete, hold on 1 second. I think it's on the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine.
Oh, is it? Oh, well,
yes,
it's
over
start,
there. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's over there. I know we're on the All Metal Mode show, but Luke set it up over there. So, it's going to be, if you go to the Metal Detecting magazine, Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine, and click Going on the Free Spring Detectival Tickets event, next week on the show, on the All Metal Mode UK show, we're doing, we'll do a random name generator for the free tickets.
Yeah,
I think I got that right.
Yeah, I think you've got that right as well, Mike. But it's definitely on there. It's an event. You click Go In, and that enters you in the competition to win a pair of weekend tickets. So that's a really good prize. And the event itself is going to be a really, really good event. I've been talking to Mark and Karen from the Metal Detectives who run Detectival, the main one in September. So this one's kind of a half-size Detectival, if you like. So a completely new area. It's on as close as you can get to the banks of the River Thames in Henley, where they hold the regatta every year, same area. So, Henley on Thames, 6th and 7th of April. We've got 450 acres of land to get out detecting on, as well as a lot of the usual Detectival stuff. So we've got DJ Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, a live band Saturday night. LP are going to be there with some of the manufacturers and other traders. It's going to be a really good event. And I mean, I've seen a lot of the people that are buying tickets, and it's going to be a good bunch of guys out there. And ladies, obviously. Our YouTube community's coming, so Grimm's coming, Aaron's going to be there, the Dubays, they're going to be there.
Cool.
I Detect. Cool. So everyone's coming along. And it's going to be a really, really good get-together for everyone to catch up, have a laugh, have a joke, and throw some detecting in there as well. So, it's one of those events that the location ticks the boxes.
There's going to be some good finds come up there. I can see that happening.
There has to be. It's one of those areas where you look at it right on the banks of the River Thames. And as everyone will know, along the Thames, you've got Roman villas, settlements. That's where they all used to live.
Well, the main waterways used to be the main motorways back in the day. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so on paper, because I can never guarantee finds, but on paper it looks a really great spot. And there's been no clubs on it before, so...
that's pretty amazing. I want to add a little something to that. Luke messaged me, and he has posted links to a lot of the groups, including All Metal Mode UK. So if you want to enter into the contest, it should be all over. You should be able to find it, and then tune in next week, and we'll
announce the winner.
Yeah. One of these days, my dream is to come over for Detectival and really meet everybody that we've had just so many great people on the show, and more spend time with, and then have like a week where it's just hardcore metal detecting. I don't care if it's camping in the field and just wake up metal detecting, but it would be hard. I mean, if I had that opportunity to meet everybody, I don't know that I would do much detecting then, because I want to meet so many of you that have been on the show. I think I would have to spend some time doing that, but
I think Luke and Dave can vouch for that from Detectival last year, that it was just non-stop talking for them. I know Luke was doing a lot of demoing for Rutus and that sort of thing, as well as doing the ArcMD bits that he was involved with. And Dave was up on the stage with me giving away various prizes. So, but for me, this sort of event, okay, the detecting's great. Go and do your detecting, but it's once the detecting finishes, that's the part that I love, where you sit down around the campfire, catching up with everyone that I only get to talk to over the phone or via email or that sort of thing. Whereas you can put names to faces, meet everyone, catch up with everyone. That's the bit I like.
Yeah, it sounds like everything I've heard. It's just a really fun event where everybody gets to meet up and talk to each other. Guys, we're kind of running. We're going to get to the Dubays on soon. So, which you're more than welcome to stick around. But before we go there, Grim, first off, I want to put you on the spot if that's okay.
Okay.
Give me a few, if you don't mind, give me a few minutes. I know you don't have the time on it like you do the multi-cruiser. Give me a quick overview and review of it.
The Amphibio.
Yes.
Quick overview and review. Brilliant machine, all-purpose machine. It's waterproof. It's so durable. It's dare I say it, bulletproof. It's
not bulletproof, by the way. Just to add that caveat before someone tests it.
The design of it is solid. You cannot fault the design and the technology that goes in it. The proof's in the pudding. It goes deeper, and you can stick my neck out and say the Amphibio goes deeper than the multi-cruiser. Whether it's down to the coil or the technologies inside, I'm getting deeper targets and I'm digging deeper holes. Other than that, people say, "Oh, they're the same machine," because the display looks the same and some of the layout is very similar, but it isn't. They are completely two different machines, and they're both good. As I said, I used the multi-cruiser for over a year, and I found gold. I found Roman gold. I found silver. It's just walking over the right targets and listening for the right sounds. People always say to me, "Well, what number did that come up with?" I'm not a great display person. I don't really look at the numbers. If it sounds right and clean, it's getting dug.
Right. Exactly. I think for putting you on the spot, you did great. Pete, can you give us both your addresses to the shops and let people know where they can get one if they'd like?
Yeah, so I just pop onto our website, lpmetaldetecting.com. It's free shipping on anything over £50. So that covers every machine that we sell. If you want to pop along to one of our showrooms, if you click on the showroom link at the top of the page, that will give you both addresses and direct phone numbers as well. So if you don't want to go through to the line where we can take an order, all that sort of stuff, you can speak directly to the Wells showroom if you dial their number. So you don't have to just speak to someone somewhere. You can build that rapport with them and have a chat. That's it really. Simple as that.
Pete, what else do you guys carry?
Pretty much everything.
Okay.
So, in terms of brands, you put me on the spot now. I have to try to remember.
Sorry.
So we obviously Nokta Makro. We also stock XP, Garrett, MineLab, Seascope, Deep Tech, Quest. And we do have another brand coming in a couple of weeks' time, which I can't really say too much on at the minute. Pointless saying it because I don't have the stock yet. It's on its way. We're always looking to get the product in that people want to buy, really. We try and stock everything that someone might want, really.
Now, let me ask you this. You carry a couple brands that can't get in the United States. Do you ship to the United States?
No, is the honest answer. And that's not because we don't like the Americans. I've got family over there. But it's shipping, actually. Shipping and customs. The US customs are a pain, to put it bluntly. We don't currently ship to the US.
Is that something that maybe could change?
It could. There's always opportunity for that to change. However, what I would say, Mike, is that every brand that we stock, you should be able to purchase in the States.
No. C-scopes we can't get here. And, what's the other one?
I'm surprised by that.
What's the other one you mentioned?
Deep Tech, possibly?
Yeah, we don't get Deep Tech.
Okay, well, that's something they need to take a look at.
Yeah, think about that. I mean, because we could, there could definitely be some cross promotion on the other show for you. I'd love to see, some of those available to us, even for a little bit more shipping. I mean, we understand it's going to be more shipping. I mean, at least I understand what you're saying, but here in the United States, we know the shipping is going to be more. We know there's going to be issues with customs. So
well, California is quite nice this time of year. Maybe we need to open up an LP in California.
Oh, well,
I'll manage that for you, Pete. Not a problem.
There you go. No, I've already shotgunned that one.
I would pick somewhere else where it's, well, I don't know. I mean, there's some really good gold detecting in California. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, my family live in Maryland, Savannah Park. So not far from Baltimore on the East Coast there. So
yeah, if you want some old stuff, Maryland would be great.
Yeah,
New York, New Jersey, you're talking really old. I'm from Ohio. That's a great state. I mean, it's not quite as old, but there's a lot of history. There's a lot of great idea. I don't know how
maybe one for the future.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more. But good times. So we are ready to get the Dubays in. Let me get them in. Guys, if you want to take off, that I get it. It's Valentine's Day. If you want to stick around.
I'll stick around for 5 just to say hello to the guys.
Okay.
Grim, I'm going to have to shoot. It's been amazing being on. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll get you on again too, Grim. Get some more time on that Amphibio, and let's do a full show and maybe a comparison with the multi-cruiser and get some beach hunting for me. I'm real curious.
Well, the summer's coming up, so I'm sure I'll be out on the beach at some point.
Okay, great. Thanks for coming on, and especially on Valentine's Day.
Not a problem. Anyway, thank you guys, and I shall
catch you later.
Laters. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye. Okay, let me see if I can get the Dubays on. I'm sorry, I should have had this already done. Okay, we should be good now. I got them up. Let's see if we can get them on. They better be ready.
We'll soon find out.
They are fun people. Have you met them in person? Are they anywhere near you?
No, I haven't yet. So Spring Detectable is going to be the first time I meet them face to face. I've obviously talked to them, but yeah, face to face, it's going to be Spring Detectable.
The Dubays are some really fun people. I actually had them on the U.S. show quite a long time ago, and there's some fun, good people for sure. Now, Pete, before we move on, maybe I missed it, and I apologize. Can you give your did we get the address out for both your shops? Did we do that?
So the physical addresses you can find on our website.
Okay.
Just click on showrooms on the top bar, and that will give you both addresses.
Okay.
And phone numbers.
Okay, good deal. Scott, Kimmy, are you there?
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you both.
Hey. Happy Valentine's Day.
Hi guys, how you doing?
So, did you guys go out to dinner or anything?
No, I actually had to work and make dinner for a bunch of people.
Oh, that's no fun. So,
that's right.
I gotta ask Kimmy. So, it looks like you're doing really good with the multi-cruiser.
Me? Of course.
Yes. Well, I just think it's so funny because I'm going to be honest with you here.
Please do.
I don't think it's a matter of you're better with a detector. I feel like you're so much luckier than Scott. I feel like Scott has done something in his past that he hasn't repented for, that he needs to repent and maybe he'll get some luck.
It's just talent. It's just sheer talent.
Right.
I have no comment. I walk the same miles she walks, the same right next to her, the same path she's walking on.
Yeah, I mean, I find your videos so I laugh, but in reality, I'm not making fun or joking, but it just seems like she's so lucky. Just lucky because I mean, you have way more time on a multi-cruiser than she does, and she gets, and then she comes along and just kicking butt with it. Like she's been using it. Mm-hmm.
I've had it for a year, and I don't think it matters what detector she's using, to be honest with you.
Right.
I did comment. You'll remember this, Scott. I did comment a couple of days ago to say that you were letting the guys down.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't want to.
Rub it in, people. Rub it in. 3 times I've been out with the MMK, and 3 times my first one was a hammered. My second one was a hammered.
Oh,
my third one was a quarter hammered.
Oh, God.
And Scott comes up going, "Well done, Kimberly. Well done." And you can see his face. Mike, screwing.
I'm just really happy for anybody that finds something really good. I'll congratulate you, and I'll walk away, and I'll keep my feelings in my pocket.
You liar.
But deep down inside, it hurts a little bit.
It hurts a little bit, yeah. I get that. If I hunted with her, I would be hurting. I mean, it would hurt deep down because she just that girl is lucky. I mean, I'm not taking away from you being a good detectorist at all. Please don't misunderstand me. I know you've got skills. You get out so much, but there's got to be some luck there. It's just cracks me. Something else that cracks me up with you two is it seems like she always finds something really good when you're about 2 miles away from her and she's screaming your name and you got to drop what you're doing, run across the field for her to kind of rub it in. I would be on her. I would like tether myself to her. I'd get a bungee cord, like some kind of bungee cord system where she couldn't get too far away from you if you're going to be the one having to video everything.
Well, she's been picking up the camera a little bit more often lately, which is good. So I don't have to make the trek all the way across the field to come see her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's doing really good, to be honest with you. It has a lot to do with the permissions that we've got since we moved to Essex. We really nailed some stunners. There's a lot of history going on, and you really do just have to swing over it, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
But you do your research and you get some decent permissions. It might come up, it might not, but it seems to be coming up more for her on these permissions, of course.
Right.
But I get my moments. I have my moments, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
I let her shine a little bit. And then I drop the hammer on her with a big stunning fine.
Yeah, you drop the hammer.
real quick before we get too much farther in chat, I've got a question and a comment. Andre wants to know: is there any plans for a LP shop in North Wales or around Northwest?
So, since we opened the Welsh shop, I've had people asking us to open a shop in every town in the UK, I think.
Right.
Well, not every town, village, hamlet, campsite, and everywhere. Kind of the problem is, and I'll be really honest, is the financial investment in opening up a shop is actually massive.
Absolutely.
Not just in the staffing, it's the initial build of a showroom and all that sort of stuff. So if there's somewhere in the UK that we see a viable option where there's going to be support for it, then yeah, of course. I mean, it just business sense makes that an easy decision. But I think what the whole point of the Welsh shop is, it's an hour and a half from my house. It's something that we can manage and keep an eye on and see how it goes. And if it proves to be a success, then yeah, without a doubt, we'll look at other opportunities.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Yeah. And then
starting with California.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen. Sometimes that's Stefan, sometimes it's Steven. I'm sorry if I get it wrong. If I'm not sure which one it is. says you have to turn the cruiser on, Scott. I love that comment, and I had to say it. I'm sorry. It had to be done.
Scott's getting a hard time, isn't he? He must be hating that Makro cruiser.
You want to see his face right now?
It's really messed up. Is what she's using my sentence.
Right.
This isn't fair. I should have gave her. Go find your own sentence. You know what I mean? She's talking to other people and asking them about their settings. I'm saying, what's wrong with my settings? She said, well, you don't find anything. Why would I want to use your settings?
That's funny. Well, in all reality, she's so good with that detector because you've used it for a year. You know the ins and outs of it, and I'm sure you've been able to help her. I would have told her wrong, and I'd have given her the wrong settings. That's what kind of guy I am.
I'm going to stick a button under her cover.
Yeah, I would have had her sensitivity at 1, and I would have had her all messed up. I'd have made her pay her dues for about a month or so. Yeah.
But you know what? Though, see, for that, I watch the next time I go out, I'm going to find gold.
There you go. And I'll be there to film it. Always.
That's what you're going to become, Scott. You're going to become Kimmy's cameraman. There you go. That's
what's happening here. Yeah.
Camera action.
I tell you what, this Makro multi-cruiser, I know the Amphibio came out and everything. It came out really quick after the Makro multi-cruiser came out. And I don't think the cruiser got it to do in the amount of time that lapsed before the Amphibio came out. But it is still an incredible machine. So, you really can't sleep on it.
And Scott, do you know what? I'd agree with that the cruiser is a fantastic machine, especially for the money. Because what is it, £200 less than the Amphibio? And for that sort of money, at 649, it's a quality machine. And we actually still sell a lot of Makro Racer 2s as well. They're now at 449, and that's a really strong price for that product. The only reason it is that price is because of the cruiser, where the cruiser now sits. So the whole range is still selling well, to be fair.
I know a few guys that are still running the Racer 2s that love them. I mean, I know guys that have even got the Amphibio, and they have no desire to get rid of their Racer 2s or multi-cruiser. I mean, I think the whole lineup's good, although I haven't used a Racer 2. I mean, I'll tell you guys out there listening, the Impact, that is still a very impressive detector. I know it's not waterproof. It's kind of a big, bulky machine, and I'll tell you, for 20 plus years of swinging, I am over big, heavy detectors. But that thing is so well balanced, just like the Amphibio. They're so well balanced. They're not an issue to swing, and I think the Impact is just incredible, absolutely an incredible detector. So the whole lineup of what's out there is just good detectors. And I agree with you, Scott. I think the multi-cruiser kind of got skipped over a little bit, and I think they're brilliant detectors. I think if you multi-cruiser users out there, if you want to step it up a little bit, I don't have the time on the Amphibio yet to speak on it much. Okay, I'm not saying you'll even get the performance that you can get with the Amphibio at all. I don't know yet, but I'll tell you, I would look at getting it that new coil.
I was saying to Scott that every time I've gone out with that with the cruiser, not once have I pinpointed on that machine. That machine has been so precise in where my target is, right or wrong.
Like, you haven't used the pinpoint option?
Not the pinpoint option whatsoever. That coil, the standard coil with it is so precise on the target. I could not believe it.
Told you.
Do you know what I mean? Honest to goodness, do you know what I mean? It was just pinpoint, not once. You know, sometimes when you dig a target and you think, oh yeah, it's there, and then you'll have to dig another little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because it wasn't there. This cruiser is on point.
Yeah.
Told you that.
I really don't think you could go wrong with any of their lineup, to be honest. Even the Racer 2, I think, is a heck of a from what I hear. Like I said, I haven't used one, but I've got friends and guys I've talked to over here that I know a guy just got an Amphibio, and he's not getting rid of his Racer 2. He loves it. So yeah, I think, and now something I can speak on, and like Grim did, the Amphibio, I am a huge fan of straight shafts. I hate the S bend. It's just my preference. And when I seen the Amphibio, I'm going to be real honest, I didn't like how big it looked. But then I thought, okay, I love the impact. Maybe it'll be, still lightweight. Like when anybody out there that's been doing this for a long time, I mean, I'm not that I'm old, but I've still been swinging for over 20 years. By the time you've done that, you're looking for something that weighs nothing. And so when I seen the Amphibio, the first pictures and stuff, I thought, it looks heavy, and it looks like there's some added weight there that you don't need. No, I don't have an issue with it. It's not an issue. It's very well balanced. It's not super heavy or anything like that. I don't like an S shaft. I'm not a fan. So it collapses so small, and I love that. It just makes it easier, to put behind my seat of my truck or in Steph's trunk of her boot.
Oh, right.
Her boot.
Yeah.
It just makes it easier. It folds up tiny. I like the new arm cuff design. You can adjust that on the go, really simple, where like the multi-cruiser and stuff, you need a screwdriver. And, but the difference is once you get it set up, you're good. But I do like that adjust just as you go, because I can tell you the first time out, I had it adjusted wrong, and I had to stop and adjust it a little bit better, and it made a world of difference. So, yeah. Somebody said that, let me get back to it. I thought this was funny. Tony said, you two seem to have found everything in Wales and left me the hot rocks.
Oh, Tony Gregory.
Sorry, Tony.
Now,
We actually, we never had the opportunity to meet Tony. We lived right down the street from him. And
wow.
we actually, our permissions were right outside of his town. So after we left, that's where he started metal detecting. So I don't know if he's going in the fields we've already cleaned up or whatnot. But it's absolutely stunning where he lives,
There's still got to be stuff waiting for you, Tony. Just stay persistent. So him speaking of hot rocks, I mean, we do deal with hot rocks here, but we do not deal with the coke. At least I never have. How does the Nokta Makros deal? Do they handle the coke and stuff pretty good, hot rocks?
Yeah,
I do all right with it. I mean, you can tell what's what, but then again, sometimes you get hit with a different angle of a rock or the mass amount of what's going on, and it'll give you a solid signal, so you have to dig it. But in most cases, you can usually determine exactly what's going on down there. If it's coal or a hot rock, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it does all right. But when in doubt, dig it out, of course. But if you're
here in the United States,
somebody told me to ground balance it on a hot rock. Now I don't know if that makes sense. If it would stop. Have you ever heard that before?
I haven't heard ground balancing on a hot rock, but I know guys who will ground balance on red bricks and stuff.
Okay.
So you might want to give it a try. I can tell you this: I've never really had an issue with hot rocks, but I do have a field in Ohio when I go home to visit that has given up a lot. But some detectors I've struggled with hot rocks in that field. I don't know why, because I've hunted all around there and never had a hot rock issue. And with any of the Nokta Makros I've had in that field, I don't hear them at all. I do not have any issues with hot rocks in that field, but not huge concentrations of them, I guess. Not like piled in or anything, but I know I took one detector there, and until I learned it, I was digging. And probably 15 hot rocks in a short time. So I've heard that the Nokta Makros handle it pretty well, the coke and hot rocks. So I was curious of your experience.
I have dug a few.
Yeah, I've dug. Yeah, you dig them. You're not gonna. It's not totally avoidable. Like big pieces of iron, you're not. Everybody digs those. You know what I mean? No matter what you have.
Mm-hmm.
But it does discriminate very well. You know what I mean? It chirps and beeps a lot. Then you'll have doubts. So you just don't dig it. It's going to be a hot rock. If you're digging hot rocks and you get used to that sound, then you know the next sound that sounds like it's going to be a hot rock. So you just avoid it.
Exactly. Yeah. You've got to dig to get to know the metal detector
and what's in your field.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, none of them are perfect. I mean, you're going to dig iron, you're going to dig stuff now and then but yeah, exactly. You get to learn it and you'll know. So what all have you found with it so far, Kimmy?
Me?
Yeah.
Everything but the kitchen sink.
Everything but the kitchen sink. That's funny. So it seems like you took to it really, really quick, and I'm guessing that's because of Scott and settings, and he was able to help you. Did you get comfortable with it really quick too?
Very much so, Mike. Honestly, obviously thanks to Scott for doing the settings for me, and he was actually talking to me about the changing the level of it. For if it was was too chatty.
Yeah, the gain thing you taught me, Mike, with the gain, max out the gain and then bring it down.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing that. But getting on the field with it, like I said, to learn the machine, you've got to dig what you think, even if it is rubbish. By digging that piece of rubbish, then you learn the machine, you learn the sounds that's coming from it.
Mm-hmm.
I found with the machine, one thing that really intrigued me with it was when I used my previous metal detector, my arms would get really, really tired. By the end of the day, I was using the strap on my previous metal detector. On this one, not once have I ever got tired with it.
You're used to this. You know what? I don't use headphones because I don't care because there's nobody around me. You know what I mean? She's always using headphones. So she's been listening to this machine for months and months and months. So she's kind of used to the tones already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when she picked it up, she knew what was good, what was bad,
Scott,
made it a lot.
Scott, I am about ready to change. I'm about ready to change everything for you and make you a better hunter. Get the headphones and wear them. I didn't know you didn't wear headphones. Here's the difference. I don't care if there's you get first off, you're going to get more focused. You've got it right in your ear and you're going to hear those whispers. It took me probably a year when I started to where I hate stuff on my head. I hate it. I couldn't get used to any headphone. Everybody, these older guys, you need headphones. You're missing stuff by not wearing headphones. I got used to them, and almost instantly I understood. It keeps me more focused. It keeps it right in my ear. I'm not listening to the wind. I'm not listening to cars. The trees blowing, and you wouldn't believe even the smallest amount of noises being blocked out how focused you'll stay. No kidding. That might be the difference between you two and why. Because you are probably missing stuff and you're not getting. What I always say is when I get in the zone. I am listening to every beep, every sound, the other day I had somebody walk up behind me, and it startled me big time because I get so focused in on the tones and what I'm listening to. Buddy, get used to headphones. I'm telling you, it'll change your game. I didn't know you didn't hunt with headphones.
No, I will though. You know what it is? I like to, because we're both in the field by ourselves. I like to be a little more conscious of what's going on around me. I think so. Maybe I'll put them on and put one ear on.
Mike, I actually dug, in the word of a lie, the tiniest little shell 22 bullet at about 10 to 14 inches down.
Oh yeah.
On that machine, and it was the tiniest little 22 I've ever seen in my life. Do
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Honestly, it was minute. Do you know, and I thought, my good God, what a signal.
Yeah. So yeah,
Pete,
that's good.
Pete, I see you're
But
still around. Do you agree
Yeah.
about the headphones?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
There's a lot of faint signals that you can miss by not using headphones, just due to the background noise and all of that sort of stuff.
I do look for the ones that make noise but don't give you a number. I do look for those. You know what I mean? Because I know it's just out of depth.
Because a lot of modern machines now, they will give you an idea of depth by creating a fainter tone, and those very quiet, faint tones you can miss by not having headphones on. It's just lost in the background atmosphere.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you. All right, yeah, I'll put them on. Maybe I won't.
On that note, guys, I'm going to dash off and leave you to it. But thank you for having me again. I do
Pete,
appreciate
anytime.
it.
Thank you for coming on and sharing everything. We appreciate it.
No, anytime at all.
It's been a pleasure. I can't wait to meet you at Detectivable. It's going to be a rock and roll time. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. It'll be a good one for sure.
Yeah.
And it's less than 2 months away now.
Great.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you guys for putting it on. It's going to be a blast.
No, it should be a good event. And we'll see you there. I'm sure we'll speak before then anyway. But to the rest of you, have a great evening. Enjoy what's left of Valentine's Day.
Thanks, Pete. We'll talk soon.
All right. Will do. Cheers. See ya.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, Scott, the headphones are so important. I would guess that could be it right there. Seriously, you don't even really, you know what, go out for the next week, wear your headphones, wear them on both ears, keep your head on a swivel. You're still getting your tones. You can look around, make sure everything's good, and tell me in a week it didn't make a difference.
I will hold you to that. I will do that next week.
Okay.
I will do that
Good
Monday,
deal.
Tuesday, Wednesday. Back to you on that.
See, I like
Awesome.
my headphones, obviously, because of the smaller sounds. And the other reason is that I can't hear him nagging.
And these,
Right.
oh.
You mean nagging / crying?
Yeah.
I hear faint whimpers from across the field sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I don't blame. Now, so Kimmy, you use headphones all the time. I mean, do you know? I'm sure you know what I mean. That it keeps you focused. It keeps it makes you sharper.
It does, definitely.
Yeah, it makes you feel
Totally agree with you.
makes you feel more as one with the detector for sure, Scott. It'll be a big matter of fact. I've said this and it's true. I've left my pinpointer at home accidentally, or I've had it die out in a field and I didn't grab a spare battery. And I love a pinpointer, although I started many years back without one. There really wasn't anything good on the market then. But I can get by without some of my equipment, but I can't get in my groove, and I can't hunt properly without headphones. Matter of fact,
Exactly.
I went out the other day, and I didn't have my Amphibio paired, and I couldn't get it paired. I couldn't find online how to pair them and stuff. So luckily, I was getting ready to leave, and then I checked, and I had my headphones and my adapter to run headphones, or I would have come home. I would have packed it up. I can't get in the groove. I don't even feel like I can detect properly without headphones. Yep.
No, I can't. I love my headphones.
She went from the Z-Link MS3 headphones, which were big and bulky, and then when she put these headphones on, they were as light as a feather.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the sound quality was really, really good. And she was like, "Wow, I've been missing out on this whole time." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now I prefer the big bulky ones to cancel out the noise around you, but for a smaller lightweight headphone, I really do like the Nokta Makro stuff. And I make custom headphones here in the United States and sell them, metal detecting headphones. So I know headphones, and although, like I said, I prefer the bulkier ones because it just blocks. I don't want to hear anything around me. and I just keep my head on a swivel. I mean, I understand what you're saying about fields, but sometimes parks and stuff can be dangerous too. And I hunt fields, and I know that there's dangers you want to be aware of. But I can't even hunt with one ear off. It changes. It just changes the dynamics. I want it in my ears. I want it loud, and it draws me in and focuses me.
I'm exactly the same, Mike.
Yeah.
Louder the better.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And that's me, and I'm just gone. I'm gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Scott wants to do his video. I see you later. I'm gone down the bottom of the field. I'm away. Do you know what I mean? But you have to. Do you know what I mean? To me, it's just that it's me and my machine.
Right. It brings you. It makes you more of one with your detector, I think. Absolutely. That's awesome. And I bet Kimmy's never told you any of that, has she? She's like, yeah, hunt with your headphones off so you can keep track of us. She knows. She knows.
Yeah, well,
I didn't tell him.
Well,
I didn't tell him.
She doesn't, I did find something significant the other day, so you can't bash me anymore. So.
You did.
No, yeah, that was really cool. What kind of age is that? What kind of age to that? What is it called? It
was a seal matrix, a lead seal matrix.
Yeah, matrix. That's what a seal matrix. I'm sorry.
They when you in the old days when they used to seal an envelope with the wax on the back, they used to put their stamp in. It's one of those things. A lot of them were brass, but this one was made of lead. And it was really, really cool. I thought it was just one of those lead tokens you find, or just a lead disc, because we all find the round lead things. But as soon as I wiped it, man, you've seen stuff around it, and I never heard of a lead one before. But it ended up being one. It was from the 13th century, 1200s.
Wow, that's impressive.
I'm trying to figure out what it says. I think I got an ID on it. What I've got so far is it says "Son of Brian" on there so far. That's all I've gotten on it. So I need to do a little bit more research. I got to get it recorded, hopefully, without sending it in. I guess we can do that now with emails and pictures. So that's the way I'm going to try and do it.
Wow, that is too cool.
I was absolutely surprised. You don't know when it's going to come up, where it's going to come up. Right in the next field, she found her seal matrix. There's just stuff coming up in these 5 fields that, no matter how many times you go over it, if you're there one day and you find absolutely nothing, go back again.
Yeah.
Because you don't. It's something big's going to come up. You don't know. You just don't know.
Because it was all day long. You were metal detecting.
All day long, nothing.
And then in the late afternoon, it was when the hammer would come up. And you just think, my goodness.
The same went the next time. The next day, all day long, dead quiet, nothing. Copper wire, chunks of whatever they were. And then at the end of the day, boom, next thing you know, you're pulling up, what was it? King Henry III quarter cut hammered from, 1200s, 1240s.
Yeah.
That's neat.
It's crazy.
I chuckle because I need to know, is it Stephen or Stefan? I'm guessing Stephen, because I don't know that can be pronounced either way here in the United States. But if you had them on, Scott, you wouldn't hear Kimmy yelling at you all the time.
Oh, no, right?
I like this guy. He's got jokes. He's got some good jokes, for sure. Yeah.
He doesn't mind. He doesn't mind Stephen. He doesn't mind me calling him.
It's all fun and games, honestly. I don't.
Of course
mind.
it is.
It's a good time.
It's a good banter between husband and wife.
I didn't know it was going to become this way.
It is. I agree. It is fun. Whether it's husband and wife, or your hunting partner, friend, whatever. But it does. I mean, I've never hunted with somebody who regularly beats me, but when you have those hunts where they're just killing it, it hurts your heart a little bit. I mean, it does. It starts to hurt your heart a little bit when they're finding a lot better stuff or a lot more stuff. I know how it goes.
What you see in the videos is just a little bit of the smack that I get from this woman. She gives it to me good. I tell you what, all the way home, when we get home, the rest of the night. Oh my! You don't even know the half of it.
Oh, Scott, that's one of the things that I find funny, because although we don't see the half of it, you can tell by her personality that you probably don't hear the end of it. until the next hunt, and she finds something great. I mean, that's how I imagined it, how I've imagined it anyhow.
I do feel sorry for him, and quite often I ask him, "Do you want to dig my hole?"
Now it's a pity party.
Right. Oh, goodness.
I said, "Do you want this target?" And he goes, "No."
I'll find my own. I'll get my own targets. Thank you. I don't need your little pity holes.
She don't need to be a jerk about it, does she? But I mean, and you find some really great stuff too, without a doubt. I mean, you do. Scott does really good. Scott, I'll bet you money. If you wear them headphones, I'll bet you money that your fines increase. Your good fines and everything. I really do. It made a world of difference for me.
I will do. I'm just happy to be out there, honestly.
Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
love the hobby.
Absolutely.
I grew up in the States, Mike, and I was an avid deer hunter when I grew up. Well, you can't really do that over here too much, and the gun laws are different. So I left my guns at home before I came over here, and I left hunting behind. So I still want to be outdoors and stuff. Mm-hmm. So this was a great way to utilize the outdoors. Enjoy it.
I'll tell you a funny story. So Steph is off today. She's off every Thursday, so I can do the show. And I woke up, and I do it. I'm getting old. Don't judge me. I woke up cranky. I was just cranky. And I'm walking around bitching and this and that. And she's like, look, just stop. Go grab your metal detector and go metal detecting. You need a break. I was just out Tuesday, and her family's coming in Saturday, and she's taking a week off, so I'll have plenty of time. Well, I had stuff to do, but she made me realize I needed to calm down, and she knows how to get me to calm down, is get out and go do some metal detecting. I didn't because I had some, but it made me calm down. Like, okay, I need to change my attitude here. I'll be getting out soon, and but yeah, getting outside even, it makes a world of difference in my attitude and stuff. I agree with you 100%. I grew up hunting and fishing and stuff. And for me, metal detecting is so much better. You go fish, and I never kept the fish and ate them. A lot of our lakes and rivers, you can't. They're too polluted. You go hunt and you kill a deer, and either you process it yourself, which is a huge undertaking, or you pay somebody to do it, and you pay for your license and your equipment. And by the time you're done, you could have bought a cow for the year and had it butchered out,
right.
So, and not that I still got to go sit in the woods. The last time I deer hunted, I watched, a few years ago, I watched a little button buck chase a button buck and a squirrel take turns chasing each other around. And I couldn't have shot if I wanted to. I love the meat. Deer is amazing, but I couldn't do it. And I think with age, I can't hardly enjoy that anymore. I can go enjoy sitting out in the woods and watching them, but so metal detecting, it's one of the only hobbies that really give back. I mean, depending on what you put into the hobby, you can really get a lot from it. Not just the getting outdoors and stuff, but whether you sell it or not, I mean, I don't sell my finds, but I've got a heck of a collection.
Yeah, we collect as well.
Collect.
Oh yeah,
just grab your detector, plant your butt in the middle of a field, and let the world go by around you, man. Just be carefree for a day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I get where you're coming at with fields. I can't say I've only ever had one issue in a field, and that was I was hunting a field at the back of a row of houses, and I got bit by a dog. But I carry a pistol when I'm out hunting for the most part. You never know what could happen. I've had some strange. You do this long enough, and you're going to have some strange situations. I've never used my gun. Obviously, I've never even pulled it out, but it's nice to have if a really bad situation come about. So I get that. I mean, you're from the United States. We're a little hardcore over here. I think a little more, being that you had guns and stuff. So Yeah,
I think it's New Yorkers and Texans that are the ones people are most worried about. So it's the two of us, isn't it?
Right, exactly. I think we just grew up with a different mentality. I mean, and I think some of it's. I thought it was real funny. I recently seen a picture. We're getting off subject. I'll get back on it soon. It was like breakfast, and there was a gun beside it, sitting on the table next to the plate, and it said, "This is how the rest of the world sees us." And what's funny, I've done that. I've had my breakfast with a pistol sitting there, but the difference is most cities and towns and stuff. I mean, people it's not as crazy as that they think it is over in Europe and the UK and stuff. I mean, don't you agree with that, Scott?
I do. I see it firsthand, so it's totally different.
I mean, when you get into the ghettos and stuff, and you're going to have that anywhere. It can, that's where most of your shootings happen and stuff. But I mean, under normal I've never had a gun pulled out on me. I've never seen a gun pulled out on anybody. I've never pulled my gun on anybody. But I think we've gotten way off the subject. Let's change it up.
I think you're absolutely correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about guns now, but I can't.
Metal detecting. Let's go back to metal detecting.
Yeah,
boys in a toy.
Yeah, boys in a exactly.
Can I give a couple shout outs, please?
Absolutely.
I just want to thank Luke. I mean, Luke Higgins, from way back when I first started metal detecting. The first and only group I joined was Metal Detecting UK Dirt Fishing. It was a young group, and I just started befriending everybody, like Scotty B and Luke, and everybody on the page. No other pages existed at that time. So since then, we've grown. And it was commonplace for everybody to share their finds and everything. And it kept us going and going. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I just want to thank Luke for being the backbone of a lot of things that are going on today. And it started way back when I don't know. I didn't know him. You know what I mean? He made this group. And we're all sitting here together on the podcast.
I would tell people listening, if you don't know who Luke Higgins is, he's a guy who's passionate about metal detecting. He does it as a hobby, but he is involved and has helped so many things out, including our show. I mean, our show honestly couldn't even have. This show wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. I mean, I didn't know the people in the UK, and Luke introduced me to him, and he gets our guests, and he helps out, and he brings some really good ideas to the table, and he's everywhere, and he's not. I mean, he's not making money off of this. He's not. He gets enjoyment out of it. He really does. He's
really selfless. He's a giver,
Yeah. So, and he definitely doesn't get enough credit, I think, because I would guess a lot of people don't. He's kind of he's a behind-the-scenes guy, but he's making so much happen. He's like that those famous people in history that you never heard of, but they were the person behind the heroes that actually got the stuff done,
you'll see a beautiful building, but you'll never know the engineer's name, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. He is something else. That's great. And what's your guys' why don't you give a shout out to your YouTube channel?
Oh, I'd love to. It's Hunters Kimmy and Cloudhopper Scott. We're on YouTube. I think I can drop a link here.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah, Hunters Kimmy, Cloudhopper Scott.
A lot of fun to watch their videos. They're always good. They always find cool stuff. Kimmy's kind of a jerk. She really rubs in the finds on poor Scott, but and
that's what I'm here for.
Right. Mike. Oh, it's entertaining. Oh, you keep it entertaining. Yeah, for sure.
Keep them on his toes, see? Treat them mean and keep them king.
Absolutely. What's your new Facebook group, Kimmy?
Oh. It's called Dirt Diggers. It's a nice little group. friendly group. It's on Facebook, obviously. I do a few giveaways on there.
Nice.
Just trying to grow it at the moment. And we're up. It's grown quite quickly. I have some absolutely fantastic members in there that contributes a lot in there with their fines and so forth. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing a few giveaways. I've come up with some fantastic ideas about the giveaways. So we might be doing a live show with the giveaways on it. So if you're interested in popping over and joining the group, it's called Dirt Diggers. Oh, goodness, sorry, excuse me.
Dirt Diggers.
Dirt Diggers, thank you.
Right.
My tongue.
Before we got the cruisers, of course, we were using Garrett Aces. We also have a Garrett Ace metal detectorist group. We just hit 2 days ago 3,000 members, which is a fantastic milestone. But it's Ace specific. So if you got a Garrett Ace, search Garrett Ace metal detectorist. Join up. It's a real friendly group. You know, you can check that out as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't have an Ace, but I still go there and see what's going on from time to time because it's a good group. You're right. It's always friendly. For the listeners, I just want to make sure that I'm not positive you put it out there. It is Valentine's Day. I'm sure our numbers are going to be down, but we'll have people that'll download the show later and stuff. It's Huntress Kimmy and Clodhopper Scott. If you search that on YouTube, you're going to find them. I'm sure if you put in Huntress Kimmy or Clodhopper Scott, even you're gonna find it. They really are worth watching. They're fun videos. I get so little time. I've got so much going on, but I do take the time to look at your guys' videos when I can. And, sometimes it's even hard for me to comment or something because I don't get through a whole video. The kids, it's so hard to get my stuff done and watch videos and stuff, but we've got some great people who do some great videos, and your guys are definitely one of my favorites for sure. They're always fun, always cool finds. Wow, there was something else I wanted to say, and now I forget. I don't know. Who knows? I know what else I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Like I said, I think a lot of people, I'm guessing our numbers are down and people will be downloading the show later. I know if they're not listening, they wouldn't know this. We do the show live, 8 p.m. every Thursday, but you can find us on iHeartRadio. You can find us on Spreaker, of course, and you don't even have to download it. You can listen to it on Spreaker. You can download it. So if you're in the car or something like that, we're on iTunes. I think it's just under Mike Hare, but every time we do a show within a certain amount of time, minutes after the show's been published, it goes out to YouTube. If you look up Mike Hare, Haer, they're on there. There's so many different outlets to listen to the show, and shows stay out there for a long time. I mean, I still haven't had to pull shows off. I've got so much memory. So between the All Metal Mode and All Metal Mode UK show, I still haven't got to a point where I have to pull shows off because my memory's too full.
You can always go to both your Facebook groups too, All Metal Mode and All Metal Mode UK podcast.
Yes.
And the links for you are easy just to click on there, and it shows all the shows you guys. It's really easy to get to.
Yeah.
And, you can do it that way.
I just want to also thank Martin, the Deputy Detectorist. He's an absolutely fantastic guy. You've got to get him on your show, Mike. He's a really cool, funny guy. I just want to thank him for all his information that he's given me regarding the MMK. So thank you, Martin. I really do appreciate it.
Now, I'm sorry, who is he?
Martin, the Divry Detectives. Divvy.
You can't even say it.
Divvy Detectives. Don't get me tongue tied again. Do you know what happened? Like, when we were out in the field and I was out with the multi-cruiser, we were doing the video, and I was introducing the cruiser, but could I get it right for the life of me? 7 takes it took for me to get the name right, and Scott was just standing, and I know he was killing himself laughing. So, I mean, 7 takes.
And she thought I was going to cut it all out, and I ended up using it all. And I dropped the video.
Oh my God! Can you drop a? I haven't seen that. Can you drop a link in the for that?
Drop me right in it, Mike.
Oh,
that is funny. He's got to get his. Hey! You're kind of a jerk butt. That's what I call him when Monkey's being a jerk. I say you're being a jerk butt. You're kind of a jerk butt to him when you out detect him. So you had it coming, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm a nice jerk.
Remember, I have the power of the edit, so watch yourself. Right?
Okay, tell me more about Martin. I didn't catch all that.
He's called the Divvy Detectorist.
Okay.
He's actually in chat at the moment. Martin, he is spot on guy. Get him on the show, Mike. He's a lovely, lovely
that for sure. Now, does he have a YouTube channel?
He's got a great YouTube channel. It's called the Divvy Detectorist. I think he's got 53, 54 vids. He's got over 1,000 subscribers. His finds are amazing. Him and I think it's his cousin, go out, or his brother. They find some fantastic stuff. It's just, he's a great guy, great personality. It's really camera friendly, and it's just a lot of fun. Like everybody's channel. It's a lot of fun.
Wait, he's camera friendly. Is that your way of saying he's a handsome guy?
He's a handsome fella, I must say.
That's funny. Yeah, check him out then. We'll have to reach out to him and see about getting him to do a show. What detector does he use?
I think he's on the Racer 2.
Racer 2? Cool.
Oh, no, or the Impact. Is he on the Impact?
No, he's on the...
Martin, type it in there. What are you on there,
He's
buddy?
on the MK, isn't he?
No.
He just got the new one.
I don't know.
What did you get?
I don't know, but there's a lot of people in chat here that actually do have YouTube channels. I mean, there are Nailers in here, Thor's in here, Steve Pettigan. There's a bunch of people in here with great channels. It's a whole another community in YouTube. Yeah. I mean, like if you are a YouTuber, you subscribe to everybody. A lot of people do live shows, and everybody goes in the chat. And we all talk to each other, and it's a whole lot of fun.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's about supporting each other.
And we're kind of a little bit lost without Dave, but we are going to start giving shout outs to everybody, our listeners. We appreciate it. If you don't mind, every now and then you do a YouTube video, mention the show. We would so appreciate that. Give us a shout out back. But because it helps us all out to share and.
Big shout out to Dave as well. He's just got back out, and I saw he was detecting recently, which is fantastic. So big ups to you, Dave. Congratulations on that. That's good.
Yeah, I said that he got the Orex today. He got the Orex. Martin got the Orex.
Dave Sadler.
Yeah, I was talking about Martin.
Oh no, I'm talking about Dave Sadler.
Oh, how you doing?
No, I'm congratulating Dave because he doesn't detect too much. But he just recently got it. He did so that's good. Good, man. Good for him.
Why we had Pete on, I wanted to talk about the ORX for a minute. We just had a guest on the other day on the All Metal Mode show that's using the ORX or Oryx, whatever you want to call it. George, I always forget George's last name. It drives me crazy. He's here in the United States, and I know that's different, a little bit different hunting than you guys. But he's been detecting since '69, and he's used a few hundred detectors. But George Kinsey loves the ORX, and it takes a lot to impress that guy. So I was going to ask Pete how the ORX is doing over there and stuff. But yeah. Well, guys, are you ready to wrap it up? I think my girls are waiting on me to take them to dinner, and
I'm interested in the Simplex. I can't wait for that Simplex to come out.
Yes, I know. That thing looks so cool.
It's everything in a little tiny package, and it's going to be cheap, and it's going to be mind-boggling. Yeah. All right, Mike. Thanks for having us.
Oh, anytime. I'd like to get you guys on again and again. I always have fun talking to both of you. I do.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for joining and hanging out with us tonight. Thanks to the Grim Bleeper for showing up. Sorry we didn't get a chance to meet you. Thanks to Pete so much from LPs. Fantastic guy. Can't wait to hook up with you at the Spring Detectable. And That's
Yeah,
great.
definitely. I'm looking forward to it, actually.
Yeah, I
Mike,
bet.
you have a good time with your family.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, hey, thanks for coming on, and look forward to doing it again.
excellent.
All right, you guys, don't forget Hunter's Kimmy, Cloudhopper Scott. Head over there, hit the subscribe button. Yeah.
Yep, check them out. Check them out. All right, guys. Good night.
All right.
Good night, God
Mike.
bless.
Good night, everybody. You guys take care.
Good
Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye bye now.
Let's go.